Okay folks, welcome back. One of my irregular videos as usual. I've seen a lot on Facebook and some of the Reaper forums on Facebook, people asking about how they could insert effects quickly just with a toolbar or with a keyboard shortcut, etc. So there are some older videos about this that are out there, but I thought I'd cover it again, and I'll show you a couple of different ways that I do it. One way that I won't go into is using the rear console, but I'm going to use the resources box and also just creating a shortcut for an effect, and how you can use that to then include it in a toolbar or create a keyboard shortcut and use it that way. So let's get into this. First of all, as you can see up here, I've got my toolbar up here that I've been editing a little bit. There's a lot of stuff I didn't use on it, so I'm getting rid of some stuff and changing it over. Now, one puts in my master bus effects, one puts in virtual mix rack with a Neve kind of set up on it, virtual mix rack with an API, and then my re-EQ, the GS effects one. So if I just show you quickly how I've got these set up, we'll set up the virtual mix rack with Neve. I've set it up that it will float the window. Simple as that. So I've got a few effects on there, ready to go. And then the re-EQ, which is done in a different way, which we'll get into in a minute, is set up, and that automatically floats the window as well, but in a different way. So we'll show you how all this works. So what I'm going to do, I'll show you the easy one first. So let's just get rid of everything that's on there. We'll open this up, and I'm going to go into the Cocos effects, and I'm going to put recomp on here. Okay. Well, I'm not actually. I'm going to right click on recomp, and I'm going to go to create shortcut. Okay. Now I'm going to cancel that, and the reason I've cancelled that is because I don't want to create a shortcut. Now you can, if you want, you can create any shortcut you want to have on that. But now what's happened is, so if we cancel that, let's go into the actions. It's come down to my other screen, sorry, bring it up. So let's just search for insert effects. And I just see here, there it is, insert effects Ystad Reaper comp, and because I didn't choose a keyboard shortcut for it, it's blank on the keyboard shortcut, but it is now in the actions list. Now this is good. Why? Let me show you. Let's go into my toolbar up here, and let's customize this toolbar. Now I'm going to replace this action because I don't use it anymore. So let's change the action, and that will open up my actions window, and let's search for that. Insert effects, and there it is, the rear comp. Okay, so let's choose that. So just click select, and here it is here. So I'm going to give it a text icon. Let's just call it rear comp. Okay, so now if we save that, as you see up here, we have my button here with rear comp. So if I click it, it automatically opens up the FX window, as when you're inserting effects. Anyway, if you click on effects and then add, it will open up the window. So it's just doing the exact same kind of thing. And I've got a kind of setup that I use quite a lot. I don't know why the weird knees on, that shouldn't be on. But what I did with re-EQ here, if I open that one up, is I actually I put in a few bands, and I saved it as the default. So save preset as default. This goes down here, and you can just save it. And that means every time that opens up, it's going to open up with those, 5 bands that I've got set up there. So nice and simple. But you don't have to, if you don't want to set things like that as defaults, as I did with the virtual mix rack, I've got to select the tracks, alright? So open up the virtual mix rack. I set this up and saved it as a track template. So let me show you how this works. Let's change this around a little bit, and we'll save a new virtual mix rack. So let's put in Nicholas instead. Let's put that. Let's put in London preamp. Get rid of that. Let's put SSL EQ. Let's put that in. I'll do that. I'll leave my favourite compressor there for now. So we'll save this as a track template, FX template, so an FX chain. Sorry. So save selected FX as chain. Okay, and let's just save it as VMR. We call it SSL for want of anything else. Save that. Okay. So now what we want to do is go into our. We shall go into our actions window. And we can open the resource window, which has gone down here, bring it up. So we can add a slot, double click here, then we can find our VMR, and it will automatically open up our effects chains, because if you notice, I've got this set to effects chains. If you go to track templates, project, whatever, you can set up all kinds of things in here. So we double click it, it'll open up our effects chains. Let's go down to VMR SSL. Double click that and it puts it into slot 4. Okay. So what we can then do is, if we go into the actions, show action list, and then go down to resources again. Let's come on down. Now these are what I'm looking for, is down here. So it went into slot 4. So it's paste FX chain to selected tracks slot 4. So that's where that is. So what I'm going to do, if I just use that in my toolbar, it won't open up the effects window when I put it in. So what I'm going to do, I'll put a new action, new custom action. That's gone down there as well, bring that up. And then we're going to do search for float. It's float FX. That right down a bit. Where are we? Float, selected effects for selected track. Yep. So let's choose that one. We'll pull that over. Yep. Click OK. Oh, must give it a name. So let's call it float VMR SSL. And click OK. So we can close. So if we go into my toolbar again, customize toolbar. Now what I want to do is add another button. So let's search for float VMR, and here we are, SSL. So we can select that. Let's put it up here. Let's give it a text icon, double width, and we'll just call it VMR SSL. I'll click OK and then save. So there we have our VMR SSL. So now if we select the track, click on it, it'll load it up, float the window, and there is what we set up as our preset within that. So there you have it. Two different ways of doing the same thing. It gives you slightly different results. I mean, I hope it's helpful. I mean, one, you can set up, like I have with Virtual Mix Rack, with different setups, and then I can name them and put them in. or if you choose to, as an easier way to create shortcut way, you could actually create a shortcut if you want. I don't want to use that because I'm hopeless at remembering shortcuts and I've got a load set up anyway. And then by not creating a shortcut, we'll just cancel it, it will then appear in the action list, so you can add it to a toolbar. Okay, I hope that was helpful, hope it was useful, and I'll speak to you soon, guys. Bye now.